All right, today we're going to pull back the cosmic curtain and take a look at the invisible architecture that shapes, well, everything we see. Let's dive into the hidden framework of our entire universe.
So, when you think about the universe, what do you picture? Probably this vast, dark emptiness, right? With galaxies just kind of scattered around like dust floating in a sunbeam. But is that really how it works? Are they all just drifting around aimlessly? Well, it turns out the answer, based on decades of observation and mind-bending simulations, is a big, resounding no. There's an order to it all, a hidden framework that's choreographing this grand dance of galaxies.
So in this explainer, we're going to take a journey through this incredible structure. We'll discover these hidden highways, figure out what they're actually made of, follow a galaxy on its epic migration, and finally, we'll understand why this invisible architecture is one of the most important ideas in all of modern astronomy.
Okay, first up, let's talk about how galaxies actually move, because it's not a random float through space at all. It's way more like a road trip along an intricate, universe-spanning highway system.
That's right. When we look at sky surveys and run these massive computer simulations, we see the galaxies almost never travel alone. They move together, tracing these unseen paths in what scientists have beautifully called a cosmic ballet. And every ballet needs a stage and a choreographer.
Which brings us right to our next section. So, what exactly are these invisible highways? Well, they're known as cosmic ropes, and they are, quite literally, the gravitational scaffolding of our universe.
These cosmic ropes are these unimaginably huge filaments of matter that connect everything, creating what we call the cosmic web. You can think of it like the universe's skeleton. It's the underlying structure that dictates where galaxies go, how they grow, and even when they collide and merge.
And the scale here, it's staggering. A single one of these filaments can stretch for hundreds of millions of light years. Now, to put that in perspective, our own Milky Way galaxy is only about 100,000 light years across. These things are structures on a scale that's almost impossible to wrap your head around.
So, if these ropes are so enormous, what in the world are they made of? The answer, it turns out, is one of the biggest mysteries in the entire universe. Now look at this breakdown. The wild part is what these ropes are actually made of. The vast majority isn't stars, it's not planets, it's invisible dark matter. And then a smaller chunk is made of the ordinary gas that can eventually, form stars. So this means the biggest structures in the entire universe are built out of something we literally can't even see.
And this isn't some new development. This invisible web has been the blueprint for the cosmos, guiding how matter clumps together since the earliest moments right after the Big Bang. It's a fundamental piece of our universe's origin story.
Okay, so we know what the web is, and we know what it's made of. Now let's see it in action. How does a galaxy actually travel along one of these cosmic superhighways?
Well, it's a journey with a few key steps. First, a galaxy is pulled by gravity onto a filament. It's kind of like merging onto the highway. Then, it travels along this rope toward what's called a node. That's a huge intersection where a bunch of filaments meet and gravity gets even stronger. And what's really incredible is that the journey itself can squeeze the gas inside the galaxy, kicking off huge bursts of new star formation.
And this really shows you just how elegant the whole system is. These are not random trips. Every single path, every migration is a trajectory that's been perfectly sculpted by gravity bending and warping spacetime. It is fundamental physics playing out on the biggest stage imaginable.
So finally, why does any of this matter? What are the actual consequences of this invisible web? Well, as it turns out, it changes absolutely everything.
Let's do a quick thought experiment. Imagine two universes. In one, without the cosmic web, galaxies would be way more isolated, just kind of evolving slowly on their own. But in our universe, the one with the web, galaxies are actively herded into these massive gatherings we call galaxy clusters. And this completely changes their evolution, their shape, and even how fast they make new stars.
So when you boil it all down, this invisible structure is really the master architect of the cosmos. It's in charge of how fast stars are born. It defines the shape and structure of these giant galaxy clusters. And really, it writes the grand narrative of how our entire universe has evolved over billions and billions of years.
This quote from the research really just says it all perfectly. We live in a universe shaped not merely by its visible content, but by the invisible threads of dark matter that bind it.
It's a pretty profound thought, isn't it? The largest, most influential structures in our entire universe are completely invisible to us.
It really makes you wonder what other cosmic secrets are hiding out there, just waiting for us to find them.